Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So, if you notice, there are cars that pass by down Sheldon Road, or down the street or in the highway that you see. Okay, there's particularly like one yellow car in a group of cars, or one blue car in a group of cars, or one red car in a group of cars. Now, that is something to note. However, it's not everything. And too many people that don't have a job or whatever have been hyper asphyxiated into that conception of social safety, and they've tried to mimic it and replicate it. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, it's to be looked at, but it's not to be paid too much attention to. And a lot of detectives and police officers probably they probably don't even see this. And once they do see it, they start probably going over there to arrest people that have drugs, or arrest people or give them trouble. And that's not what you should be doing. And a lot of that, ladies and gentlemen, is because they don't experience that type of show where you see like a display of cars, of a yellow car with a group of cars, or like a red car with a group of cars. And these are people that are probably like in the poorer areas, or basically where the melting pot has already been all mixed up. So like the unmixing experiment has already been turned out to where it's black. So it's the officer's job, the police officers, and whoever has the ability and has the responsibility to turn that to create that town into an unmixing experiment back to where you see the cars the way they should be. At least so that way people can see for themselves that this is how the conception of social safety is supposed to work. And then see how people, just like how they fight over your land or your property or your car or whatever, they fight over that. They fight over the formation of cars or vehicles. And that, ladies and gentlemen, that's elite, very rich people stuff. So they have to understand that like their drama and stuff is true, but they don't have an outlet, So like, for example, myself, if let's say they have stuff going on in their family that they need help with, right? They need that glove to go in and pull somebody out of a situation. They've severed the line of communication for me to do that. And so think of it like the Twin Towers, and then think of the security, right? And think of somebody in the office saying, hey, I need help, and they're not helping, you see? And it gets gruesome, guys. It gets into like gory, horrific, hostile situations. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what I want to incorporate the city of Elk Grove against. And I don't have to do that again. It was already done. So whatever happened in the year 2000, in the year 1997, when this real estate was developed, and whatever happened in the year 2000 was to combat extreme evil. So that way that does not happen. So that way people don't get away with people not being able to call 911 and saying, hey, I need help. There's somebody here in, like, you know what I'm saying? And then for them to not take action in my current situation with my neighbors. So thank you for listening.